The child embodies our ultimate vision, that every Filipino learner will realize their full potential and ultimately reach their biggest dreams, no matter how high, no matter how hard, through quality education. And as our learners aim to soar, we must continue to elevate our goals. Rising, the kite is our emblem of aspiration to deliver the brand of quality in Philippine basic education. The quadrants of the soaring kite symbolize the key reform areas in forwarding this cause, as we embark on this aggressive reform to yield upskilled teachers, well-developed curriculum, improved learning environment, and responsive multi-stakeholder cooperation. Using the colors of our flag, the logo symbolizes our unity and serves as a reminder that it takes a nation to educate a child. Together, we as a nation will have to move forward and gain more momentum so that our vision of quality basic education for all shall take flight. Sama-sama sa pagsulong ng edukalidad.
Well, hello, Mrs. Morgan. Remember how hard it was to get your students' attention? Oh, Mr. Jeski, any explosive ideas? And you, Mr. Fisher, the world keeps turning, right? Okay, we're past all that, because now we have Microsoft Educator Center. Trainings, courses, webinars, programs, badges, points, certificates. Join now and get yourself ready for the new school year. Teach your best.
Nang sumiklab ang giyera sa Marawi, maraming buhay at kabuhayan ang nawala. Maraming kabahayan at paaralan ang napinsala. Sa kabila ng matinding suliranin, naging matagumpay ang DepEd na mabigyan ang mga mag-aaral ng pagkakataong ipagpatuloy ang edukasyon at muling bumangon sa sitwasyon. Habang naghihintay sa pagkumpuni at pagsasaayos ng mga paaralan, nagkaloob ang DepEd ng mga temporary learning shelters, remedial classes, learning kits, at feeding programs para sa mga displaced learners. Nabigla ang lahat sa pag-alboruto ng Bulkang Taal. Libo-libong pamilya, kabilang ang mga guro at mag-aaral, ang nawalan ng tirahan at mga ari-arian. Mabilis ang naging tugon ng DepEd upang makapagpatuloy sa pag-aaral ang mga apektadong mag-aaral. Sinikap ng mga guro na turuan ang mga mag-aaral na pansamantalang tumuloy sa evacuation center. Tumama sa bansa ang COVID-19 pandemic, dahilan upang maantala ang normal na daloy ng pamumuhay at trabaho sa lahat ng sektor, kabilang na ang kagawaran ng edukasyon. Nang ipatupad ang Luzon lockdown, inilunsad ang DepEd Commons upang tuloy ang pagkatuto ng mga learners habang nasa bahay. Sa kabila ng mabigat na hamon sa ilalim ng new normal, patuloy na nagpunyagi ang DepEd upang maghanap at maghatid ng mga alternatibong pamamaraan upang magpatuloy ang edukasyon sa pinakaligtas at pinakaangkop na paraan. Sa ilalim ng Learning Continuity Plan, layunin ng DepEd na magpatuloy ang edukasyon nang hindi nakokompromiso ang kapakanan at kalusugan ng mga guro at mag-aaral. Isusulong ng DepEd ang tatlong pangunahing layunin: angkop na proteksyon, kaugnay ng mga health standards at safety protocols para sa ligtas na school year, patuloy na edukasyon sa pamamagitan ng blended learning, distance learning at homeschooling na angkop sa kapasidad ng bawat mag-aaral at mabisang aksyon sa pakikipagtulungan sa lokal na pamahalaan at mga partner organizations upang maihatid ang dekalidad na edukasyon para sa lahat. Bawat DepEd Division ay bumuo rin ng sarili nilang Learning Continuity Plan upang gabayan ang mga guro, mga magulang at mga mag-aaral sa bagong pamamaraan ng pag-aaral gamit ang online, modular, at TV and radio-based instructions. Gamit ang iba't ibang learning modalities, nagdaos ng dry run ang mga paaralan sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa, katuwang ang mga local government units at mga education partners upang maging handa sa bagong sistema ng edukasyon. Isinagawa rin ang mga pagsasanay at oryentasyon sa mga magulang upang maging epektibong katuwang sa pag-aaral ng kanilang mga anak. Sa anumang hamon o sitwasyon, handa ang DepEd. Handang kumilos, handang tumugon, at handang magserbisyo.
Ang dami ng mga pagsusubok at challenges ang naharap at napagtagumpayan ng ating Department of Education. Tuwing may pagsusubok, priority palagi natin ang ating learners at ang ating mga teachers sa tulong ng parents at saka partners at ang buong bansa. Ngayon, sa hinaharap natin itong new normal na sinasabi nila, matatag ang ating kagawaran, matatag ang DepEd, dahil pinagtibay na tayo ng panahon, kayang-kaya natin ito sa tulong ninyo.
G'day everyone, I'm Mark. As a teacher and a former principal, I know that professional learning often comes at the end of a very long day. But there are exciting, less structured ways to be in the driver's seat of your own lifelong learning. A great place to start is by engaging with our Microsoft Innovative Educator, or MIE, community. This global community is big, in fact it's enormous. Our MIEs love connecting. Monthly tweet meets are global gatherings of inspiring educators around big topics, and their Facebook group acts as a persistent home for discussions and shared activities. Another way teachers are learning within communities is through Microsoft Teams. Now, greater teacher collaboration improves teaching across schools, and Teams is the ultimate platform for a professional learning community. It's open-walled and socially embedded, so you can incorporate your OneNote Staff Notebook PLC and have access to all the goodness of video chat, phone, and collaboration tools. With Immersive Reader built in, it's inclusive and accessible on any device. Your learning community is just a click away. Last tip, our Microsoft Education Centre offers great ways to gain new skills with courses tailored uniquely to your needs. Make it a collaborative experience by picking a MEC course to do together with your peers. And as a bonus, you can practice collaborative learning by exploring a research paper, like the Class of 2030, and treat it just like a book club with your colleagues face-to-face or in Teams. The link to that research, it's in the description. Remember, learning is socially embedded. It's best done together for students and for teachers. Happy learning.
2020 brought new beginnings for the Department of Education. Ready to pivot towards attaining quality education, DepEd was hopeful of the challenges ahead of it. But as DepEd continued to work on its commitment, the world suddenly faced a steeper dilemma. Around the globe, countries like the Philippines had to shift their priorities to respond to a public health crisis brought by COVID-19. Schools had to be closed, activities had to be halted, graduation ceremonies had to be canceled, as people were urged to stay at home. A new normal dawned upon us. As soon as DepEd realized the impact of these disruptions in education, it began to proactively craft its learning continuity plan last April to ensure that learning opportunities will still be available. Consulting with partners and advisors through the Education Forum, as well as legislators, teachers, parents, learners, and the general public, DepEd made sure its LCP encompasses the concerns of the whole education sector in responding to the crisis. Its topmost priority being the protection of the health, safety, and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel. To make informed decisions, DepEd first analyzed relevant data and epidemiological picture for the incoming school year. DepEd also issued guidelines on its required health standards to be adopted in all public and private schools and DepEd offices following DOH and IATF protocols. It covers 4 COVID-19 mitigation objectives, namely, to increase physical and mental resilience, reduce transmission, reduce contact, and reduce duration of infection. The LCP also outlined how learning continuity will be ensured. It streamlines the K-12 curriculum into the most essential learning competencies and allows the use of distance learning, homeschooling, and blended learning modalities. Since conducting face-to-face classes will be a risk in most areas, DepEd has anchored its delivery of education to modular, online, TV and radio, or a combination of all. Guided by teachers, modular learning will allow learners to use self-learning modules in a format applicable to learners' capacity. In online distance learning, teachers will facilitate and engage learners' participation through the internet, whether synchronous or asynchronous. TV and radio-based instructions, on the other hand, are converted lessons fit for the broadcast medium. The LCP assures that all our learners, including our SPED, ALS, Madrasa students, can still access education even within the confines of their homes, and ensures that their household capacity will not hinder their right to education. To make this possible, our joint Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela is assisting the preparations for the rollout of the LCP. On May 8, the LCP was approved by the IATF. The President also gave it his full support and expressed his commitment to meeting the financial demands of its execution. The implementation of the LCP will not be easy. It is not a perfect plan, and complications can be expected along the way. But extraordinary times call for extraordinary and proactive measures, and the Department of Education is ready to address the challenges along the way with the help of our national and local government, partners, parents, and learners. As one nation, learning opportunities shall be available in this brave new world for our Filipino children.
When you need the focus to be on you and not whatever that guy's doing, open Teams.
naman mo! Tutal na wasak na naman namin ang lahat ng ari-arian nyo!
Sa totoong buhay, totoo ang pinsala ng giyera. Mula noon hanggang ngayon. Para limitahan ang kalupitan ng giyera, nagkaisa ang mga bansa 70 taon na ang nakalipas upang itaguyod ang Geneva Conventions. Ang Geneva Conventions ay kinikilala ng buong mundo bilang bahagi ng international humanitarian law na nagtatakda ng mga patakaran ng giyera o the rules of war. Ayon dito, huwag gawing target ang mga sibilyan at kanilang mga ari-arian. Tratuhin sa makataong paraan ang mga nabilanggo at protektahan ng mga doktor, nurse at mga ospital para paglingkuran ang mga sugatan at may sakit saan man panig sila nagmula. Alamin ang Geneva Conventions. Bisitahin ang www.therulesofwar.org.
Hi guys, so I just came from a meeting and I was just told that I would be leading this fundraising concert for International Students Day. And I have to present the plan to the school board next week. Okay, I'm going to need some help. Let me create a team space and invite my dream team. Sia, she knows all about the budgeting and stuff. Ivan, he knows all the kids from the performing arts group. Aisha, she worked on getting sponsorship last year. And Sam, because he's so cute. Let me lay out all tasks in Planner and kick things off. So, I'm almost done with my event concept and inspiration board. I just need Ivan to do some final tweaks and plug in the repertoire. Budget from Sia? Check. Sponsorship plan? Check. Done! Whew! When you start using Microsoft Teams, teamwork really does become easier. So now I'm heading over to present the plan to the school board. Wish me luck!
De Luna,
Present!
Herrera,
Present!
Valera.
Present!
Handa ba tayo sa school year 2020?
Present!
Ngayong taon, ang edukasyon tuloy pa rin. Sa tulong ng DepEd, mga guro at mga magulang, ang handang isip, handa bukas. Tuloy-tuloy ang pag-aaral. May mga modules para sa iba't ibang antas. Sa government TV, maging sa radyo. Mahalagang ligtas ang ating mga estudyante at guro. Kaya kahit nasa bahay, tuloy ang edukasyon. Kung tulong-tulong, may paraan, may aralan.
Handang isip, handa bukas.
Bisitahin ang DepEd Philippines sa Facebook at ang deped.gov.ph.
If you spend more time tracking down files than actually working on them, open Teams.
Handa ka na bang magpabakuna? Narito ang mga paalala at hakbang na gagawin sa proseso ng pagbabakuna. Bago ang pagbabakuna, kinakailangan mo nang dumaan sa pre-vaccination screening. Kinakailangan kumuha muna ng medical clearance sa doktor ang mga kabilang sa special population tulad ng mga sumusunod. May autoimmune disease, may cancer, may HIV, sumasailalim sa transplant operation, kasalukuyang umiinom ng steroids, mga pasyenteng may taning na ang buhay dahil sa karamdaman o nakaratay na lang sa kama o bahay. Kapag ikaw ay nabigyan na ng medical clearance mula sa iyong doktor, narito ang mga dapat gawin bago ang araw ng iyong pagbabakuna. 1. Humingi ng schedule at lugar kung saan ka magpapabakuna sa iyong pinakamalapit na barangay health center. 2. Huwag kalimutan dali ng iyong government ID, proof of comorbidity o medical clearance, pati na ang face mask, face shield at hand sanitizer. Sa araw ng pagbabakuna, narito ang mga steps na dapat sundin. Step 1. Waiting area. Siguraduhin kayo ay pumunta sa tamang oras at petsa ng inyong schedule sa pagbabakuna. Hindi papayagan ang mga walk-in sa vaccination sites. Maupo sa bakanting upuan alinsunod sa tamang pagkakasunod na bilang. Hintayin na tawagin kayo para sa susunod na hakbang. Habang nag-aantay, sumunod sa minimum public health standards. Isuot ang face mask at face shield, sundin ang proper physical distancing at ugaliing maghugas at isanitize ang kamay. Step 2. Registration. Sundin ang mga patakaran ng inyong LGU o vaccination site sa pag-register at ipakita ang inyong government ID. Bibigyan kayo ng kopya ng informed consent form, health screening form at mga pamphlet tungkol sa bakuna na pwede ninyong basahin. Hintayin na matapos ang proseso ng registration bago pumunta sa susunod na hakbang. Step 3. Screening. Kayo ay isa sa ilalim sa health screening at tatanungin tungkol sa inyong kalusugan tulad ng history of COVID-19 exposure, history of vaccination, mga gamot na iniinom, kung may allergies at iba pa. Ito ay para makasiguro kung angkop para sa inyo ang magpabakuna sa kasalukuyan. Step 4. Health education. Makinig sa ibabahaging importanteng impormasyon tungkol sa pagbabakuna para sa COVID-19. Kung mayroon pa kayong ibang katanungan, sumangguni sa ating mga vaccination staff. Siguraduhin na pirmahan ng consent form na pumapayag kayong magpabakuna bago pumunta sa susunod na hakbang. Step 5. Vaccine administration. Ito ang panahon kung saan kayo ay babakunahan sa loob ng 1 o 2 minuto. Huwag kalimutan na kunin ang inyong vaccination card pagkatapos matanggap ang bakuna. Step 6. Observation. Alinsunod sa Department of Health, ang lahat na magpapabakuna ay kailangan manatili sa pasilidad ng 15 hanggang 30 minuto para obserbahan kung may hindi magandang nararamdaman. Ang ating medical staff ay nakatutok sa inyo para ma-monitor ang inyong kalusugan. Bibigyan kayo ng mga pangalan ng health facility o hotline kung saan pwedeng pumunta kung kinakailangan sumangguni dahil sa side effects ng bakuna. Pagkatapos ng pagbabakuna, huwag kalimutang gawin ang mga sumusunod. 1. Itanong ang mga nais mong malaman tungkol sa vaccine na binigay sa'yo. 2. Huwag kalimutan ang iyong vaccination card. 3. Alamin ang petsa ng second dose ng iyong pagbabakuna. 4. Kunin ang contact number o alamin kung sino ang dapat tawagan kung sakali mang ikaw ay nakadarama ng seryosong side effects. Narito rin ang ibang mga paalala na dapat tandaan. Siguraduhin bumalik sa schedule para sa pangalawang dose ng bakuna. Laging tatandaan na kahit nabakunahan ka na, ay huwag pa rin kalimutan sumunod sa minimum public health standards tulad ng pagsasanitize ng mga kamay, pagsusuot ng face mask at face shield, at pagdistansya sa iba ng 1 metro. Magmask, hugas, iwas, airflow. Ito ay para na rin sa ating proteksyon at sa proteksyon ng iba. Narito ang pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga eligible population na target mabakunahan. Para sa karagdagang impormasyon, bisitahin ang mga sumusunod na pages. Facebook, Official DOH Gov. Twitter, @DOHGovPH. Website, doh.gov.ph. Tara na sa Bida Vaccination!
The COVID-19 pandemic has brought unprecedented changes to our usual ways of living. But the Department of Education remains unfazed by these challenges to fulfill the mission of Sulong Edukalidad, the rallying call for national effort to deliver quality basic education to all Filipinos, which involve aggressive reforms in the 4 key areas: the K-12 curriculum review and update, improving the learning environment, teachers upskilling and reskilling, engagement of stakeholders for support and collaboration to move forward together as we prepare the education system for the future. The call for Sulong Edukalidad will continue, and we have built the framework of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, or the BELCP, to put the needs of the learners at top priority. DepEd's BELCP is the major response and commitment to protect the health, safety, and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel. The plan aims to provide opportunities to continue education even in these trying times with a BELCP in place, supported by an unprecedented number of diverse stakeholders from the academe, media, industry groups, NGOs, business and private individuals. Sulong Edukalidad will be able to sustain the aims in its reform for quality basic education. In our journey towards quality education, we have established the 4 pillars of aggressive reforms from the start, and we have been continuing to progress in these pillars. In improving the learning environment, we took action in the construction and rehabilitation of school buildings, ensured the availability of learning materials and equipment, and prioritized our last mile schools. The challenges of the pandemic also brought to light the urgent need to upgrade our ICT infrastructure to service the needs of education. In terms of the teachers' upskilling and reskilling, we were able to establish more innovative professional standards for teachers and school heads. We have aligned the professional development of teachers with their career progression to track their development as part of the National Educators Academy of the Philippines transformation. With the launch of the Education Futures program, where we will be focusing on innovative actions and solutions to improve the state of our education, we are now more than ready to start a new journey and continue our fight for quality education for all Filipino learners. Finally, we've given high importance to the engagement of stakeholders for support and collaboration. In support of this, we have convened the Philippine Forum for Accessible Quality Basic Education, or the Education Forum, which will leverage other partnerships for education quality and strengthen partnership with the Philippine Normal University as the country's national center for teacher education. The department has also been developing a professional development program for teachers and school leaders in order to equip them with the skills, materials, and data that will allow them to help their students prepare for PISA 2022. This intervention consists of the following components: online training for teachers and school leaders, development of learning materials and practice tests for students, deepening the analysis of the PISA 2018 results, and supporting school-level action research. Now that the year is about to end, our commitment to Sulong Edukalidad will continue and will be far from being gone. With a lot at stake, considering our new knowledge and experience from this year's challenges, we are equipped to face a new future. As we head on to the future where we will face many challenges and uncertainties, the department will always be the guardian of every Filipino learner's right to education.
Sino ba ang hindi naapektuhan? Sino ba ang hindi nag-alala? Sino ba ang hindi nalito? Lahat tayo ay naapektuhan. Lahat tayo ay nag-aalala. Lahat tayo ay nalito. Dahil binago ng pandemyang dulot ng COVID-19 ang paraan ng pamumuhay ng lahat ng mga Pilipino saan mang sektor ka nabibilang. Tumigil ang panandalian ang ating mga nakagawian. Tumigil ang lahat ng uri ng transaksyon. Tumigil ang lahat ng operasyon ng mga paaralan. Nakalilito. Nakakakaba. Paano na ang kinabukasan ng mga kabataan? Paano na tayo sa hinaharap? Opisyal na nilulunsad ng Kagawaran ng Edukasyon Sa pangunguna ng Office of the Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction, ang DepEd Teaches. Ito ay isang online na programa na gagabay sa mga guro, tagapangasiwa, magulang, at mag-aaral hinggil sa mga pagbabago sa batayang edukasyon ngayong new normal. Ang DepEd Teaches ay angkla sa sulong edukalidad na nakatuon sa 4 na pangunahing pangangailangan ng mapunyaging reforma tungo sa makalidad na pagtuturo at pagkatuto. Una, pagre-review at pagsasapanahon ng kurikulum ng K-12. Ikalawa, pagpapaunlad ng kapaligirang pampagkatuto. Ikatlo, paglinang ng mga bagong kasanayan sa mga guro. At ang ikaapat, ang pakikipag-ugnay sa mga stakeholder para sa suporta at kolaborasyon. Sa pamamagitan ng virtual learning platform, ang DepEd Teaches ang magsisilbing bukas na komunidad ng pagsasanay na titipon sa mga guro, tagapamunong pang-edukasyon at sa sinumang may pagnanais sa pagtataguyod ng kalidad na edukasyon sa bansa at sa pagtagumpay ng bawat Pilipinong mag-aaral. Ang mga opisyal, education specialist, learning content expert at outstanding teacher ng DepEd ang magiging tagapanayam na magbabahagi ng kanilang kaalaman at kasanayan sa kurikulum, pagtuturo at pagkatuto, pagtataya at lahat ng kaugnay na mahalaga sa proseso ng pagtuturo at pagkatuto sa new normal. Bilang mga frontliner ng classroom, inaasahang magiging aktibo ang mga guro sa programang ito. Ang mga tema at paksa ay angkop sa kanilang pangangailangan at konteksto sa pamamagitan ng accessible na platform, ang social media. Sumali na sa OUCI family sa DepEd Teaches, kung sama-sama mapahuhusay pa ang mga guro, kung sama-sama higit na malilinang natin ang mga mag-aaral.
Give your day a meaning by setting a goal, then work towards achieving that goal. Wishing everyone a good afternoon and welcome back our avid viewers who are continuously tuning in on our official social media accounts, the DepEd Philippines Facebook page, DepEd Tayo, and DepEd YouTube channel, and of course, our official Facebook page, the DepEd. Hello, Ma'am Ana. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to everyone. Hello, Sir July. So this week, we will open an exciting new theme, which is instructional planning, delivery, and assessment. We've lined up 6 episodes for this theme, starting today's episode up to episode 30. So, we strongly advise that you listen carefully, take down notes, because we hope you will not forget the key ideas. So towards the last episode, you will ace the evaluation and you get your certificates of participation.
That's correct, Ma'am Ana. Today, we will talk about academic ease through integrative assessment. As we all know and we have experienced, it was a sudden shift to new learning delivery modalities that put into test our level of tolerance and flexibility in adapting new changes that may have resulted in stress and discomfort at some point, not just to our teachers, but more so to our learners. Hence, the Department of Education suggested measures to foster academic ease during the COVID-19 pandemic, and one of which is streamlining of learning tasks that can be made possible through integrative assessment.
And speaking of integrative assessment, this should not be something new to us since this is anchored on one of the pedagogical approaches that we promote in the department, and that is integrative learning. But the challenge right now is that how do we do integrative assessment in remote distance learning? But with our resource speaker today, we hope that we will be enlightened and we are very much excited to learn more about this type of assessment. And probably you already have some questions in mind about today's topic, like, is integrative assessment considered as a traditional type of assessment, or is it always to be like an alternative type of assessment? What are the examples of integrative assessment?
To add to that, Ma'am Ana, other questions might be, is integrative assessment the same as the way we craft assessment before the pandemic? How does integrative assessment promote academic ease? Does this mean a student should only produce one type of output for all learning areas? And if that's the case, how does collaborative tasks from all different learning areas can be made possible in our current learning situation? These are some of the questions that we hope to get a better understanding in our segment today.
And at this point, we invite you right now, dear teachers, our viewers, to share your thoughts and experiences in doing an integrative assessment. Join us in our live discussion in our comment section of our Facebook page, DepEd Teaches, and in our other official social media accounts to say something about what you've been doing for the past quarters in promoting academic ease through integrative assessment. It will be more interesting to know the kind of collaboration that you've been doing for this school year, thus ensuring that our priority would always be the health and safety of our learners.
That's correct, Ma'am Ana. We want to hear your stories, our dear teachers, on how you do integrative assessment. Other than introducing your name and sharing your whereabout, it would also be nice that you share your actual experiences in designing integrative assessment. You might be surprised that you have similar views and experiences as you read the comments of other viewers. Just don't forget to use the hashtag I support DepEd Teaches and hashtag DepEd Teaches episode 25.
But before we dive deep into today's discussion, let's play a jumping board activity. We want to gauge your background knowledge in today's topic. It's going to be a simple question and answer format. So please join us in this activity by posting your answer in the comment section. We've prepared 4 questions and you have 30 seconds to answer each and share it in our live social media platforms. So let's begin. Can we show now question number 1? Okay, so let me read it to you. This type of task replicates real-world challenges and standards of performance that experts or professionals typically face in the field. Again, what do you call this type of task that replicates real-world challenges and standards of performance that experts or professionals typically face in the field? You have 30 seconds to key in your answer now. And so let's reveal the correct answer. So the answer is authentic task. Regardless of the type of assessment, we want to emphasize the importance of authentic task or assessment that can be integrated and applied across different subject areas. Okay?
For our second question, this is now the question being shown in your screen. Based on the GRASP model in designing integrative assessment, this describes the opportunity where learners can practice on how to communicate information and ideas to individuals and groups beyond their teachers and fellow students. Again, based on the GRASP model in designing integrative assessment, this describes the opportunity where learners can practice on how to communicate information and ideas to individuals and groups beyond their teachers and fellow students. So please key in now your answer in our comment section and we are giving 30 seconds for this item. Okay, so let us show now the correct answer to this item. The answer is audience. GRASP model, by the way, mean goal, role, audience, situation, performance, and standards. Hence, in designing integrative assessment using the GRASP model, this assessment should affect a specific audience in the real world.
All right, so that was a good question. I guess it's a bit challenging for our audience. Now let's try the third question. Okay, can we show it now? So doing an integrative assessment should not be confused with an exercise. This should focus on blank that involves the integration of knowledge and skills designed to simulate real-life situations. Again, doing an integrative assessment should not be confused with an exercise. This should focus on blank that involves the integration of knowledge and skills designed to simulate real-life situations. Please key in your answer now. Alright, so let's reveal the answer. Okay, so the correct answer is problem. Okay, so doing an integrative assessment should not be confused with an exercise, but rather it should focus on problem. As much as possible, we need real-world data and information in designing integrative assessment, and there are various approaches on how a learner can accomplish such type of assessment.
Okay, so let's move now to our last and fourth question. So please show them the question. This is an assessment design that seeks to combine students' learning from multiple modules and or levels into a single assessment. Once again, this is an assessment design that seeks to combine students' learning from multiple modules and or levels into a single assessment. So again, please key in your answers in our comment section, and 30 seconds start now. Okay, so let's reveal the answer. The correct answer for this item is integrative assessment. Okay, so thank you so much to all our responses. I hope the 4 questions we showed you provided you as well prelude ideas about our topic today. And now, to learn more about integrative assessment that promotes academic ease, let us meet our resource speaker.
Dr. Maria Christina A. Robles is a graduate of BS Education major in General Science, magna cum laude, from Manuel Luis Quezon University in 1978. From the same university, she also graduated with a Master of Arts in Teaching Science in 1995, Master of Arts in Education with specialization in Special Education in 2012. She also finished Doctor of Education, major in Educational Management and Planning with honors in 1997 and Doctor of Philosophy, major in Psychology with honors in 2005.
She was awarded for outstanding educational leadership during the Oscar M. Lopez Award in 2016 by the Bayan Academy, Knowledge Channel, and Rex Bookstore and Department of Education. She worked for 7 years as Education Program Supervisor for Science at the Schools Division Office of Malabon and Navotas City. Currently, she is working as the school principal at Navotas National High School for 12 years now. Then under her stewardship, Navotas National High School was awarded as the most transformative school in learning effectiveness during the Excellence in Educational Transformation Award in 2012 given by the Bayan Academy, Rex Bookstore, and Knowledge Channel. Several other awards were also garnered by the school in terms of performance and programs. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the principal from the Navotas National High School in the Division of Navotas City, DepEd National Capital Region. No other than Dr. Maria Christina A. Robles.
Across the world, schools have been closed for weeks and even months on end. Making matters worse, no one actually knows for sure when they'll be able to reopen, as the coronavirus pandemic shows no sign of abating anytime soon.
Secretary Briones is insisting that there should be an alternative there, and she has a very good program for that.
Learning must continue. Education must continue.
Sana po matulungan niyo po kami na makatulong, makatapos po mahanap sa pag-aaral. Wala po iniling namin makapagtapos sila ng pag-aaral.
Hindi, ayaw ko pong magkagaya po sila sa akin na wala pong natapos sa pag-aaral. Sila talagang gumanda ang buhay nila.
Ano ang pangarap mo pag nakatapos ka ng pag-aaral mo?
Pangarap ko po maging sundalo.
Sundalo. Bakit sundalo?
Siguro para makatulong po ako sa bayan kahit kapalit ko ng buhay ko.
This is Maria Christina Robles, Principal 4 of Navotas National High School. We'd like to share with you some of the little things we have done. Come, take a look. To our very dear Secretary of Education, Dr. Leonor Artolis Briones, our Undersecretary for Curriculum Instruction, Dr. Josdado San Antonio, to our Regional Director, Dr. Wilfredo E. Cabral, our Schools Division Superintendent, Schools Division Office of Navotas City, Dr. Alejandro G. Ibanez, our ASDS, Ma'am Isabel Sibayan, and to all members of the SD on Navotas team, to all the teachers, the parents, and the students, a pleasant day. Part of the operationalization of this cross-curricular integration in the schools with integrative assessment is the utilization of that so-called implementation plan aligned with that of the basic education learning continuity plan devised in the school. This divisional initiative under the leadership of our SDS, Dr. Alejandro G. Ibanez, our ASDS, Ma'am Isabel Sibayan,
and also the Education Program Supervisor for English, Dr. Marco V. Modero.
saw fruition in the operationalization of this activity at the school level. Based on the learning continuity implementation plan of the school, there is that whole school approach system utilized. All 8 department heads make it sure that this cross-curricular integration with integrative assessment becomes the innovative practice in all the schools in the Schools Division Office of Navotas City. Part also of carrying out the project is the involvement, the interfacing of activities and roles of parents, teachers, and members of the community together with the school children. In support of the project at academic ease of the Department of Education, it is also mandatory on the part of the leadership to carry out this innovative curricular process. In here, the school heads, the department heads, and the teachers make it a point that they reach out to the children through harmonization of these activities in the integrative cross-curricular integration. The learners makes use of this process with the help of the members of the teaching, learning process, both in school and off school. So it is the mandate of the school leadership to ensure that the delivery of quality teaching and learning using effective evaluation and assessment tools as such as the one introduced in here to promote collaboration between and among the subject teachers. On the onset of application of this innovation, 4,327 were benefited in the process. 150 teachers were involved, applying the whole school approach, making use of this cross-curricular integration with integrative assessment. As I have said a while ago, this is also part of carrying out the project of the central office known as Academic Ease. This enables the teacher to carry out teaching and learning in a way that there will be not too many modules used, but instead, the collaborative efforts of the teachers producing intervention activity worksheets that are aligned with the 8 subject areas using only one piece of assessment tool. We made use of the life of Maria Rosa as the theme of this cross-curricular integration process for grade 7. And this was made possible by Araling Panlipunan Group under the leadership of our AP Department Head, Ma'am Ria de la Cruz, and the AP teachers. Life teams of Maria Rosa as inspiration for cross-curricular integration and integrative assessment was a means to show that there can be convergence of the different milks required for the teaching of the life of the heroine. All integrative assessment tasks were set in a template for each grade level. Each subject area is well discussed by a subject teacher with all other members of the grade level discussing how each one will be tackled to come up with one common activity as an assessment tool. Example, they can produce comic strips, e-travelogues, newsletters and newsletters for some subject areas. The common integrative assessment with rubrics were taught to the subject teachers by the supervisor in charge. He discussed with them that this integrative assessment tool will be the basis for each subject teacher to assess the learning process among the children under each grade level. From each milk convergence chart produced by the teachers, from each grade level comes the different themes as discussed in alignment with the milks given and required of us. Then, for this process, this can be well discussed by one of the teachers of Navotas National High School in the person of Master Teacher Ma'am Richelle Reyes Kupkupin.
Good afternoon, heroes of distance learning. I am Richelle Ann Kupkupin, a teacher from Navotas National High School. I am here to present our lesson exemplar in connection with interdisciplinary integration. This is the fruit of collaborative efforts of selected grade 10 teachers through the guidance of our heads, master teachers, and our dear principal, Dr. Maria Christina Robles.
We already accepted the challenge of our agency, which is the Department of Education, that education must continue in this time of pandemic. For the past few weeks, we are still under experimental stage, if that is the right term to be used. We are experiencing different challenges in doing our responsibilities as teachers in a distance learning. The DepEd's call for an academic ease is for us to simplify our work and to simplify the tasks of our students. Our journey in creating this lesson entails motivation, passion, and love for the learners. In the planning stage, we conducted a Zoom meeting for us to brainstorm and conceptualize the ideas in designing the multidisciplinary weekly home learning plan. Then we plotted the most essential learning competencies for each subject. We used the milk that we are taking for this week. Afterwards, we thought of a common and relevant theme for us to have a point of connection for our milks. This is the concept given by the SDO Navotas. The theme that we decided to work on is about disaster preparedness, or in Filipino, paghahanda sa sakuna. The next step is the most challenging one, connecting and redesigning the module activities. This is needed for us to connect and have an alignment with the theme. Kudos to my cooperative and hardworking co-teachers. These are the following activities. For Filipino, For English. For Math. For Science. For Araling Panlipunan. For MAPE. For TLE. And for ESP. The crafted activities are aligned with the theme. Some of them were adopted and redesigned from the SLM. The other activities used are the given activities from the self-learning module. The Integrative Assessment task is the highlight of the weekly home learning plan. This task is the center of the concept of academic ease. All subject areas will come up with a collaborative written and performance task to moderate the number of students' outputs in distance learning. For our Integrative Assessment task, we decided to ask the students to come up with a vlog. There is a pathway of learning consideration on this part. Making of vlog for those learners who have the access to internet connection and own the suitable gadgets needed for vlog making. On the other hand, making of paper vlog for those learners who have limited access to internet connection and do not own the needed gadget. For vlog, the students are asked to make a maximum of 5-minute vlog explaining the steps for disaster preparedness. He or she needs to consider the most essential learning competencies for all 8 subjects. For paper vlog, the students make a paper vlog explaining the steps for disaster preparedness. He or she needs to consider the most essential learning competencies for all 8 subjects. To clarify, the only difference between blog and vlog is that blog is a written content while vlog is similar to a blog. However, it contains video content instead of written content. The making of rubric is the last stage. In here, the teachers need to consider the MELCs for each subject, making sure that each competency is part of the rubric. Remember, in order for us to validate the effectivity of the assessment, the rubric must be aligned with our target MELC. 2 rubrics were created, one for the making of vlog, and the other one is for the making of paper vlog. The rubric's criteria include link to class content, wherein the MELCs for math, TLE, science, and MAPE are enclosed. This criterion measures if the vlog and paper vlog demonstrate link to the content of those subjects. The next criterion is the language. English and Filipino MELCs are geared towards the use of transitional words for sequencing of events and signal words for compare and contrast. The third criterion is depth of reflection. The MELCs for ESP and AP are suitable for the element of reflection. The last criterion, video quality for vlog and creativity for paper vlog. This task of making a multidisciplinary weekly home learning plan has challenges and opportunities. The challenges include difficulty in crafting connections, unsynchronized schedule of teachers, and burden of responsibility. The opportunities are the ones we are looking forward to. We know that we are in the adjustment stage. All of these challenges we can overcome later on and can bring positive impact for our development as teachers.
Paano na silang mapag-iiwanan? Paano na ang mga pangarap nila? May tawag sa akin para kumilos. Kagaya nila, kakapit din ako sa aking mga bakit. Bakit ko piniling maging guro? To seek the least, the lost, and the last, and lead them to excellence. At higit sa lahat, to touch hearts, to renew minds, and to transform lives. Maestro John Renzel B. Quinto ng Navotas National High School.
Magandang araw! Ako si Raya, mula sa Rated SPA.
and I wanted to show you my finished output for the Integrative Assessment Week 3 and 4. Ang aking output para sa Integrative Assessment ay newsletter. Sa Araling Panlipunan, nagtala ako ng mga mahahalagang pangyayari noong Renaissance na may kinalaman sa mga kababaihan. In mathematics, I gave 5 contributions of Maria Orosa with its terms and definitions. Sa Pilipino naman, gumawa ako ng Venn diagram na maipaghahambing ang pagkakaiba at pagkakatulad ng mga kaugalian ng mga Pilipino noon at ngayon. Sa science, I presented the physical properties of foods innovated by Maria Orosa. While in MAPE, I created a paragraph that shows the invention of Maria Orosa and demonstrates my own monitoring skills to prevent communicable diseases. In English, I made a comic strip about the contributions of Maria Orosa. Sa ESP naman ay nagbahagi ako ng iilan sa mga biyayang natatanggap natin mula sa mga kababaihan. I am beyond grateful to show you my output about the life of Maria Orosa through my Integrative Assessment. Maraming salamat!
They say that sometimes the best solution is simplification. Just like what our principal, Dr. Maria Christina Robles, is always saying, simplify your work, amplify your impact. To end, I just want to share this notable quote. Teachers have 3 loves: love of learning, love of learners, and the love of bringing the 2 loves together. Thank you for listening, and may God bless us all.
Now, we would like to show you at this juncture the different outputs produced by the students from the different grade levels under each subject area, discussing how well they were able to learn each topic under its theme. These are the examples of the outputs of the children from the what we call and describe as no-tech, low-tech, and high-tech forms of outputs. One advantage of the use of cross-curricular integration with integrative assessment is the collaboration between and among the teachers. This I have said a while ago, describing that in the process of carrying out this innovation, there can be a means for a principal to check on how well the teaching learning process is going on in its grade level. The kumustahan sessions being conducted by the department heads together with the subject teachers in a way makes it possible that this innovation can be best utilized. Again, there is also a way wherein attendance monitoring, submission, and retrieval of outputs are made easier because of the collaboration, as I've said, between and among the subject teachers utilizing cross-curricular integration. At this point, after giving you the sample outputs derived from the process, are some of the comments or insights shared by the group of teachers who made use of the innovation and the group of parents who were interviewed and asked about the implication, about the advantages obtained from the use of this integration process. Also, some students were also given chances to explain, or shall I say, give out some of their insights and opinions about this subject. From these ideas, insights shared by the students, parents, and teachers, it can be deduced that cross-curricular integration will give the following benefits or advantages. Number 1, there will be no more too many pages of modules to be used. We can save on paper, and also the possible use of trees in the production of paper. Another one is that advantage of the children developing their creative and higher order thinking skills, making use of this cross-curricular integration. The parents, in a way, also approve of the process because they have found out that they spend lesser time doing all the outputs through the modules that they are using at present. The teachers, in a way, can have some extra time doing other works related to this activity, because in the process of collaborating with one another, deciding on the theme or topic to be discussed, they come to see the initial aspects or impact of the processes, and immediate attention to giving solutions to problems met while carrying the process is done by the teachers. Integrative assessment for grade 7 are decided upon by the subject teachers together with the master teachers and the year leaders. This, in a way, would promote, as I've said, the impact of collaborative efforts among the teachers, while making it a way that decision on doing the teaching process can be made easier. So now you would see other outputs of the different grade levels from the different subject areas using this cross-curricular integration with integrative assessment. As an example, there was a time that we were tasked to work on the life of Maria Rosa as a theme, and this gave us a way to describe, say for example, teaching science. In teaching science, they made use of that part of the life of the heroine, discussing how she discovered or invented ketchup. ESP can tackle on the different value systems of the heroine, so that it can be incorporated with how well he was able to help soldiers at the time during the war for AP subject. So this is just an example by which an activity can derive from a theme aligned with the MELCs can be discussed through 8 different subject areas, utilizing different ways of finding out how well students learn, with a means to make use of different rubrics established by the teachers, so that integrative assessment can be well utilized by all of them. Part also of this carrying out of the integrative assessment from cross-curricular integration is the alignment of activities, higher order thinking skills of the students with that of making use of action research. Students in the school are used to doing action research as a part of the documentation process of the things they have learned from their teachers through cross-curricular integration. And therefore, the way of making it sure the translation into action of these different activities is done fully and executed well by the teachers. Part of the translation into action is our project, School Ko, Collab Ko, or the Collab process. During the face-to-face school year 2019 and 20, we made use of duty cards. In here, the harmonized programs of DepEd, example, WINS, Gulayan, sa paaralan, Project Smart, and everything, are explained to the students, and they are enticed to carry out the different indicators for each project through that duty card. During this time of the pandemic, we made use of values formation card in the form of the love card, using School Coco Lab Co 2.0. In here, this is aligned with the Makakalikasan, Makabayan, Makabansa at Makatao program of the DepEd during our process of carrying this out. Through this love card, all indicators define the 4 values mandated by DepEd for us to carry out. And in here, this is included in our Navo box. That's a symbolical Navo box of SDO Navotas City that we used during the launching of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan last August. In the Navo box, we give out the parents' learning support system and learning continuity plan for the students, including this checklist about the duties carrying out love card. We expect the parents to help us develop in the children the different indicators for the values that we expect them to know even if they are at home during these pandemic times. So, we would like to say that carrying out cross-curricular integration with integrative assessment is SDO Navotas City's way of saying, and to all parents who at first were not convinced that we can deliver, to the parents who were anxious that it will be a difficult time during the pandemic, we were also able to prove to them that the teachers will be doing their work well. And in the process of doing their work well, we tried our best also to make it fun, useful, and also collaborative, so that higher order thinking skills plus creativity through use of this innovative practice that we have started this school year can be proven. So again, I would like to say that we do not profess we are the best. We do not say we have done the best, but still, this is just our way of saying that SDO Navotas carry out its dictum of passion, purpose, and productivity. And for this principle, I would like to say, our dictum, simplify your work, amplify your impact.
Thank you so much, Dr. Maria Christina Robles, for sharing concrete examples and best practices of your teachers. We hope our viewers are more motivated now in crafting the best integrative assessment for the learners. Keep in mind that we are doing this for the best interest of our learners. Keep on sharing your insights here in DepEd Teaches comment section, and more so, you can post as well on your social media accounts like your own personal Facebook page and Twitter account. Don't forget to use the hashtag #ISupportDepEdTeaches and hashtag DepEd Teaches episode 25.
To our viewers, don't forget to register also. You can see the link on the screen right now. It's a one-time registration that will be counted for episodes 25 to 30. If you want to watch again this episode, just visit our official Facebook page, The DepEd Teaches. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We hope to see you again next week.
Before we finally end, Ma'am Ana, we would like to greet, by the way, all our fathers and lolos out there, as we have just celebrated the Father's Day last Sunday. Also, special greetings of Happy Father's Day to the father of the Curriculum and Instruction Strand, Undersecretary Diosdado M. San Antonio. Also, to all DepEd teachers, DepEd officials, and DepEd personnel, we would like as well to extend our greetings of happy 123rd founding anniversary of the Department of Education. On behalf of the curriculum and instruction strand, never underestimate the difference you can make in the lives of others. We have to step forward, reach out, and help our learners. Just like here in DepEd Teaches, we extend our support to you through continuous professional development. For our mission is empowering teachers, enabling learners. A blessed afternoon, everyone.